Hello Capricorn, welcome to your reading for the 28th of February until the 8th of March 2026. And it's going to be general, so if something doesn't resonate, just let it go. Let's welcome in the Archangels, Ascendant Masters, light beings, spirit guides, our higher selves, and any animal, ancestral or dragon guides that may be assisting you at the moment. You're most welcome. Okay Capricorn, let's just see something that you might be into at the moment, or an energy that's sort of around you. Let's get a couple of cards to jump and then we'll... Wow, okay, Two of Pentacles. You also have the Wheel of Fortune, Star, and the Four of Pentacles. So with these two cards here, you've got the Two of Pentacles, the Wheel of Fortune, and I think there's it's like a juggling point, a choice point at the moment for you, Capricorn. I'm thinking that this is sort of to do with like something finishing up and something starting. Or it's almost like maybe you're choosing, you know, how hard you're going to spin this wheel to go to the next thing, or if you're just going to give it a little flick. Okay. And by that I mean, I guess metaphorically speaking, it's sort of to do with, you're contemplating two different types of change. I think maybe you're deciding to either tweak things a little bit and kind of just move sideways, or you're looking to start something completely new. There's something, yeah, about that, I think. Or there could be something like that happening. Wow, lots of air in your reading. 7 of air, 9 of air, which is swords. Lots of sword energy. So underlying this decision to do something a little different or something a lot different, okay? Could be to do with work, maybe lifestyle, like friendships, relationships maybe. Or even maybe parts of yourself. Maybe you're thinking, well, I might change this about myself. Maybe change my appearance a little bit, or maybe there's something, you know, major as well that you're looking at. You know, maybe you're looking at changing things, some things about your life a little bit, and other things a lot. Okay. Underneath here, there's this, your higher self is the star energy, which is your soul, your this is like healing as well. Your soul, your spirit energy wanting to come forward. And there's also this feeling about it that this is you, Four of Pentacles, conserving your energy, also just covering your bases financially. So, you know, maybe previously, maybe you've been on, you know, an 8 of Pentacles, 9 of Pentacles, 10 of Pentacles income. Maybe you're looking at doing a 4 of Pentacles income, which is sufficient, okay, so that you can possibly, this is one explanation, spend more time on your soul, spirit, spirituality. Okay, that could be one way to interpret that. So in terms of the changes, maybe it's a big thing for you to, this could be a point of perspective actually, maybe it's a big thing for you to take a drop in income. Maybe that's a big change for you. But it really depends on your perspective, doesn't it? Because it's like, well, if the reduction in income means that you're going to be able to change your life in many small ways, then maybe that that's worth looking at. There's something to do here with income and your soul. Okay. Right, we also have, let's have a look here. Wow, you've got some beautiful cards in your outcome there. Let's grab these two now. You have the 2 of Cups and the Ace of Swords, or Ace of Air. So This is just recently, Capricorn. There's a lot of clarity. You've got clear on some things. And I think one thing you've got clear on is that perhaps there are maybe two things in your life that you feel need tweaking or changing or modifying. Okay. And maybe, like we've said, that could involve a far-reaching, a really big change, or a small change, or a bit of both. The Two of Cups, Two of Water. You also have the other two here, Two of Pentacles, okay? This is about, you, like your higher self and your ego, or your adult self and your inner child, coming together. So Two of Cups is an intimacy, it's a closeness, it's an understanding, it's greater understanding. Okay, so you've just recently got more understanding about yourself, and you also got more clear as to, I think, what it is that you are wanting. This is Seven of Swords and the Nine of Swords. And this is in the area of what you're hoping for, which is interesting, because I think maybe we might get some clarification on these two. Because typically Seven of Swords is about, I guess, just keeping things to yourself. It can be about working behind the scenes, getting more information, and maybe this is part of what you're hoping for. You feel like you're needing to get more information. Okay, and that this Nine of Swords is, like, this can be about stress, but maybe you're hoping to alleviate that by getting more information about something. Okay, there's something about the sevens and the nines together here. But we also have these images of angelic beings flying, and I usually go through each of the decks and ask which part of the readings we're going to use you for, and this deck was very strong to use for this particular positions, which is your future hopes. So it could be that maybe you're hoping, just going on visually here, to spread your wings, okay? To be able to spread your wings metaphorically, but this is also, being out in nature. So this person here is meditating. The sevens are can be introspective and sort of a bit reflective as well. So maybe you're hoping to spread your wings, move into higher consciousness, which is often the birds, like they are higher consciousness beings, to get a bigger perspective, to maybe move into some meditation or do some spiritual things, which is interesting because you also have this star, which is sort of very spiritual card, pushing the reading forward. Okay, that's sort of what's an underlying energy that's wanting to come forward for you. In possible outcomes, there is these two energies together, which is really beautiful, and it is letting go and trust. Okay, letting go and trusting. The trust here is the Knight of Cups, and this is the Eight of Cups. So I think this might be for you, Capricorn, about, there could be a bit of toing and froing, but maybe there's something about a process or letting go into the flow to allow you to move into a spiritual way of being. You have water and air here. They're very flowy kind of elements, okay? Water will flow around things, okay, as does air, okay? These two cards are both water. So, yeah. And I think you're probably sensing that there's a change within your being, that you're feeling like you're wanting to move into flow states a bit more. Yeah. And let's look at the challenge, the area of the challenge. We have understanding and consciousness here. The understanding is actually the Page of Water, and the consciousness is the Ace of Swords, which you have in your reading as well. So this is confirmation, but isn't that interesting? This is a completely different take on the Ace of Swords. This is like a Buddha consciousness. We did just talk about meditation, moving into higher consciousness. Literally the word consciousness here. So these things are in potential, and this is really beautiful. This is like compassion and understanding as well, an energy here for you, Capricorn. So this is, maybe there's a thing about, maybe you are having difficulty having compassion and understanding for yourself, possibly, or for others, or a little bit of both, or something like that. But this could just be talking about, so it may be difficult. There may, I'm trying to say, you may have obstacles to you moving into these states, and sometimes it's just like we're too busy, or we don't think it's important to meditate and to learn to calm the mind, the breath, and the body, and bring it into one, and to just really focus and still the mind as much as possible, like really still. Okay. And there could be things that come in on top of your time, and but I feel like this is something, I mean, look at this guy here. He's literally sitting in a position, and a 4 is a very stable number. So maybe this is, once again, if we're going pictorially or visually on this card, it can be that maybe your higher self is wanting you to move into being able to just sit by yourself, to contemplate your soul energy and just come into real stillness. Because I think a lot of compassion and understanding is going to arise within you. And it's about this trusting as well. Okay. These things may be a challenge for you to move into. I'm not saying, it's not saying that you can't, and probably you do have spent times in this energy. But I guess why they're here is Spirit saying that it's going to be beneficial for you to move into that more frequently, perhaps, and for longer periods as well, right? Let's grab some spirit guidance now. Okay. Right, we've just had 4 cards like jump out there. Very silently as well. I didn't really hear them, but anywho, we have the 4 of Swords. This is a very meditative energy. Okay, so Spirit's saying yes, Capricorn, because in the moments of meditation, we are going to get the clarity, the Ace of Air. You had Ace of Air twice in your reading, so that's also talking about insight, like a download, but it can be like quite illuminating to just be able to be still, okay? And the 2 of Water, 2 of Cups as well. So, yeah, and here we have, look, Spirit's saying there's a lot of, wow, this is awesome. Once again, another meditative energy, the Hanged One, Spirit guidance as well, saying, yeah, Capricorn, time to meditate more. And I think this is, if we just hearken back to the beginning a little bit here, I think what you are sensing within you is that there's this change towards a more meditative way of being. That could be what's going on here, and you are balancing that or integrating that into your life here. It's very spiritual as well, the Star, okay? And I think you're hoping for that. You're hoping for this higher consciousness. Here we have also the 2 of Wands. So, wow, new spiritual path. Okay, another 2. Isn't that interesting? Water, earth, and fire now. And you also have the Ace of Wands in your spirit guidance, which is the spark of inspiration, of passion, but also pure creativity and pure like spirit, like just really spiritual kind of stuff, spiritual creative stuff going on here for you, Capricorn. Wow, that's awesome. I love that dragon guidance. I actually had 6 decks out here before, and 2 of them didn't want to be in this reading, so I had to go find another deck. And the dragon deck jumped out at me. It's like, okay, I'm the spirit guidance for this reading. So I was like, okay. Here we have the Queen of Cups as well. This is your receptivity, which once again, if we're in meditative state, okay, we can be beautifully receptive for our inner child, for our higher self, for our spiritual aspect and for our creativity, our understanding, okay? Sometimes if you do start doing meditation, you might want to follow it with some journaling or some free writing as well. Sometimes that can be helpful. Here we have the Messenger of Fire, or the Knight of Wands. And I think Spirit's saying, yeah, you know, like jump into meditation whenever you can, Capricorn. Which is that, you know, motivation energy, that jumping in. Participation, the Four of Fire or Four of Wands. Yep. Once again, that number of 4. You've got the 2s and the 4s. Okay, the 2s are the initiation of an action or something, you know, going from stillness into that and back again, right? This is the 4, which is, you know, 4 of Fire, 4 of Wands, is lightening the mood as well. Being able to celebrate, congratulate yourself. Yeah. 7 of Cups. Wow. Yeah. And the interesting thing too is meditation can be a great vehicle for activating the imagination. Okay. If you're an artist or you would like to do an art form here, Capricorn, meditation could really help. And as I'm saying that, I'm actually looking at this 7 of Air. Look at this lady. She's sitting here. She's actually meditating with the birds. You know. 7 of Cups. And, you know, that could be you contemplating your spiritual aspect, your creativity, your creative abilities. You might be contemplating your intuition, your, you know, your emotions, your feeling, your compassion. You know, all of these things are in this reading for you, okay? And these are the types of things that you can be contemplating when you're doing your meditation. I really love this spirit guidance for you, Capricorn. This is just awesome. Yeah, you've got fire, you've got this. I just have to hold this up again, sorry. No, this is the encouragement, the Hanged One, to meditate, take time out to surrender into that whole experience. Okay, surrender is going to be a beautiful, might even be a nice mantra. You know, I now surrender myself to the experience of meditation, calming and stilling my mind. Excuse me. And it's a new spiritual path, okay? Well, it's part of your spiritual path, right? 4 of Swords, yes, calming the mind, which is, you know, going to be great. Ace of Wands, you know, it's spirit. Spirit has your back. Your spirit guides are on board with you doing this. So there we have it, Capricorn. A call to meditation and moving into high consciousness states regularly. You know, make it a daily practice, a spiritual practice. Yeah, if you've been thinking about doing that, this is confirmation. So I hope that's been helpful. I think we might wrap it up there and look forward to the next reading for you. But in the meantime, have a great day, a fantastic week, and I'll see you again. Bye for now.